I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Amir Elichai. He is founder, chairman, and CEO at Carbyne. Amir, it is wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much for having me.
My
It's a pleasure.
pleasure. My pleasure. Now,
Thanks.
before we get started, just a quick note to our viewers. This interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. All right, so Amir, tell me, why have the 911 call centers in the U.S. taken so long to adopt new technology?
This is a great question, and I think actually we are seeing now a big adoption of next generation 911, and it's especially because of the fact that there is funding available post-COVID. So you see the transformation happening in the industry. But traditionally, 911 and government markets are kind of not an early adopters. So they need to see other technologies being adopted by other industries before they can actually start and implement them, such as cloud capabilities. In order to drive change, you need to do a massive infrastructure change, and this takes time. So I think the combination between funding that is becoming available, trust in the kind of new capabilities and technologies such as cloud, AI, IP infrastructure, all that together basically now pushing the industry forward. But historically, you know, they are much more concerned, much more conservative, and this was the main reason for the delays.
So tell me, now how has Carbyne actually helped drive change in the 911 industry?
So we are working hand by hand with our partners, for example, in Miami-Dade, Atlanta, New Orleans, to ask, and understand those pain points and challenges that the 911 industry is facing with. And it's starting from the basic abilities for citizens to call 911. And up before Carbyne, it was like literally just voice calls. On the other side, we're totally blind. So we are adding advanced location services, real-time video, real-time translation for people that are not speaking the local language. This on the citizen side. Then moving all the infrastructure into the cloud. So it's, all the IT people, basically deployments is much more faster, much easier. There is no need for hardware wires on-prem. So all that become much easier to implement and much faster. And then on the call taking and dispatcher side, we're basically providing very advanced and user-friendly tools for them to consume all this data, analyze everything, and with minimum human touch, recommend them how to react, and then share all this information with the responders in the field. So basically, we're taking the complex data delivery for 911 from the citizens to the responder, which was in the past 7 different softwares, all in one, very fast, very seamless with advanced capabilities.
And what makes you unique in this industry?
So I think we are the only platform that is currently providing cloud-native 911 contact centers for this industry, literally replacing the legacy players with our full-blown cloud. And unlike others, which is kind of a niche over-the-top solution that are solving small problems, we are trying to take care of the entire 911 information flow from the citizens to the responders, and this is what makes us unique.
All right, so talk to me about how Carbyne is actually helping save lives. What does your technology do?
Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. In these days, if you're seeing a car accident and you're calling to 911 and you need to report about what is happening. In these days, before Carbyne, you had to say, what is your location? In places like New York City, as an example, it's very hard to get an accurate location, not to discuss, Z-axis, like if you are in high-rising buildings, etc. So first of all, location. The second thing is what is really happening in the event. If someone is now choking on the floor and the call takers can see on the other side in the video what is happening to the person and what guidance to give you as a caller to do to this specific person, this is saving lives. And we are talking about, first of all, reducing the time to dispatch, which, every second counts in emergency services. So cutting response time, giving kind of a better and accurate information to the other side, this is saving lives.
All right, and finally, Amir, tell me, what sparked the idea to create Carbyne?
So like in every, I think, startup company, it was part of a need. I called for the first time in my life to 911 when I've been robbed in Tel Aviv Beach 8 years ago. And you would expect that in the startup nation, everything will happen automatically for you. The reaction was actually very traumatic, I would say. And I had to deliver so much information for the other side in order to get a proper response. And then I thought, how come that in the 21st century, when I'm calling Uber, they know all about me. Calling to emergency services is such a 75 years ago experience. So here we are today.
All right. Well, and here you are today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me on NYSE Floor Talk. It's great to talk with you.
Thank you very much.